Hi guys and welcome. My name's Lewis. I'm here with Jack from Collateral Gaming, and today we're going to be going through the 1.0 test server patch notes number 3 that was released on the PUBG forums yesterday on the 15th of December. And it's just a snippet from a previous discussion that we had, so we're going to jump right into it. So here we go. But I am just looking at, like, I've seen that 23 hours ago they posted a new build patch notes number 3. And they've actually said about vehicles that they've increased the fuel efficiency of the pickup, which is good because
finally.
Yeah, people were complaining that it actually used half the fuel to get only halfway. Sorry, it used all the fuel to get halfway across the map only, which is
well, you got to remember as well is that the map is much more mountainous in this compared to the old map. The old map was relatively flat. If you actually put the two alongside each other, you actually want to stick to the roads in this map, because if you go off the road, the chances are you can literally like fall down a ravine. I don't know if was it that film like 24 Hours where that guy's just like his hand stuck on that rock. Yeah, that could basically be us in the middle of the desert.
Definitely.
So yeah, I can kind of understand that frustration, but it's a good move. Like, they've changed it, and that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's pretty much everything that we covered about the map. Just looking at this new forum post that they've done here, which is the build patch notes number 3, which was done about a day ago. They're actually for the Winchester 94, they've done a lot of different adjustments, and they've put bullet loots on it, so you can.
Oh, that's good. So reload rate.
Yep. And they've added a red tip for the iron sights. A red tip. Yes. So it's easier aiming apparently. So they put like a little red bit on it. I don't know what that's actually
just
going to
like a little bit of like red blue tack or like red tape.
Yeah, or maybe it's actually a little spike, maybe a little actual tip coming off from the iron sight.
Don't hit that in your eye.
No, I mean that's quite dangerous.
Instant kill. You could throw the Winchester at someone instead. And
yeah, all the recoil could just like take your eye out with the little red tip.
Lobotomized.
Yeah, but the third thing they've done is he increased the zoom level on the Winchester in ADS while holding breath, which is kind of a big changer. That could be a game changer for the gun. To be fair,
that's how it works in real life as well, isn't it?
Yeah. And they've also
got like your eyeball like coming out the socket.
Yeah. However, they've increased the recoil. So
that's fair enough. It packs a punch. It packs a punch, and it should do.
A couple of other ones on the gun side of things. They've increased the drag effect on Car 98K. They've implemented the gravity, so the bullet drop, and also wind resistance. They've got two things in play.
Wind resistance. Yeah, so that will affect the drag massively.
Okay.
Or either that or it's like dragging it along behind you.
Yeah. So the M24, they've actually reduced the base damage by only 2%. So don't know how much of an
from
impact
yesterday.
That's. Yeah. So they've done that, and they've also increased slightly the drag effect on the M24 as well. Yeah. So I don't know if that's going to have a huge amount of difference for the gun, but a 2% could be a game changer in some cases. And they've done something with the vector as well. I mean, nobody really uses the vector, but decreased duration of camera shake while firing vector. So that's obviously beneficial.
We've got 13 bullets, so.
Yeah, that's such a shit thing with that gun, I tell you. The amount of bullets that you get for it. You have to get the extended. You have to find it, otherwise it's pretty much pointless. Apparently, the size of the blood particle effects have been toned down at greater distance.
Yeah, that was stupid. Where I was watching Shroud the other day playing in his stream, and he was trying to snipe someone. I think it was like a montage video or something like that, and he was trying to snipe someone, and he could literally see, like, he was using a car. He hits the player, and he comes out of the scope, and you can just see this like, it's like the cloud of crows in Lord of the Rings. You know, where they're on the mountains, and you can see the crows coming in. It was like that, and it was just literally like stupid.
Animation wise, added a new animation for the Winchester. Its lever action is now about 30% faster. Okay.
What did I say to you? Fire rate.
Yeah, so the fire rate's going to be up on it. Yeah, so it looks like the Winchester's becoming more of a viable option. I think people were complaining that it was an early gun and it'll be ignored later on. So maybe this could be a mid-style gun as well, rather than just an early one.
Oh, I'd like to see it because Car 98s are rarer now. And obviously you've got the same with M24s as well, and AWMs. It'd be good to use it as like your budget sniper rifle. You know, you can't find, because you've got 2 gun slots. You know, some people rock with like an AK and a SCAR or an M4.
Yeah.
That's sort of like your typical kind of setup. But like, what's the point in that? They're both ARs. You don't really need 2. Like, it's good to have 2 guns of 2 different functions. So when the Winchester came out, it kind of felt a bit like a crappy shotgun.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't really aim with it unless, if the target was that far away, because the iron sight was just terrible, and the fire rate was bad as well. So maybe now it could be more viable. Who knows?
Yeah. So looking at the lobby, they've changed some stuff on the actual lobby screen as well. So they've added replays menu. This is a big one. So they've added a new replay function, apparently, that is which can record up to 1 kilometer around the character.
Oh, that's good. So you could see for like hackers, or you could understand like where they were, that kind of thing. So like if you die, you could be like, how did they get there? I checked that house, and then you can like actually you'll be able to like monitor like where they came in.
Like sort of very similar with RTS games where you're playing online and you're recording every one, and you want to see where your downfall was, so you can see pretty much from start to finish where everything happened and why you lost the game. That's quite good. So you can actually get a feel, especially in squad games, you can see where everyone was at the time. Like, for example, if Simon bucks off 1 kilometer away looting and me and you die, we know why. Because we know
that we can blame him guilt-free.
Yeah, because he's a loot whore. So moving on to another thing they've done, they've said please enable. That's weird. Why should they put that? Please enable the replay saving in options before you enter a match. Why
every time?
Please? I don't know. Yeah, before you enter a match, you can enable the replay saving.
I don't know. Maybe just a dodgy choice of words.
Yeah, that is definitely. I'm not too sure. I don't think that's going to be for every match. It prompts you. I think it's just something in options you can either turn on or off for every game. Apparently, when the game ends, the replay will be saved and can be played on lobby replays menu. Okay, so that's quite.
That could be quite good for like like actual kind of analysis, that kind of thing, where you can see the positioning of squads and that kind of thing. I can see that being quite a useful tool for like streaming. Not streaming, like competitions, tournaments, that kind of thing. The only footage they get is they've got that loose kind of panoramic camera. The only other thing is like the first person view. Yeah. So it's sort of giving maybe that could be quite a good thing to sort of see that you can actually get that footage afterwards and see.
Yeah. You can actually have up to 20 replays can be saved at one time, which is good. They will automatically be deleted as well in the oldest order, so you don't have to mess around and manually delete it and so forth. Pretty much that. I mean, items, adjusted item spawn rate of Miramar to better optimize for Miramar area. Okay. So that might slow down the lagginess of when you first jump into the game, because everything's having to load in for the whole map.
That's true. And then the server, it's just quite intense on the server and everything.
Server just literally, takes a massive shit and can't do anything. So. Looking at the sound things that are done here, so they've reduced background music volume in the lobby. Don't really care about that because I have it turned off.
Anyway,
Reduce the. This is really good, by the way, because this is an issue that I had when I was playing solo. Was they've reduced the volume of window breaking sound effect.
Oh, finally! So you can hear someone smash a window from like ages away.
Yeah. So before, when everybody obviously, mainly I have this in solos, is that there's a lot of camping. So if you want to make a move and you want to jump out of a window quickly, you're basically screwed. Everybody in the area can hear you, very far away as well. So it's good that they've reduced that a little bit. Makes it for easier gameplay for some people. They've added a sound effect for road sign breaking, which is interesting. So if you smash into a road sign, there you go. So they've added a sound effect for that. Lowered the reverb for the character's voice when getting hit indoors.
Okay. I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, I think it's the voice, like the voices that the player, that the character makes. I don't know what sort of big difference that's going to have in terms of gameplay. Probably not that much. Just a little fine tweak. And finally, we've got the short distance volume of pickup and buggy. Well, they don't actually say whether they've increased it or decreased it. They're just saying that they've adjusted it. So,
it's up to you to find out.
Yeah, so it might be louder or
maybe
quieter.
It's the quality. Maybe it's not even to do with the volume.
Possibly.
Or does it have the volume in it? Does it say adjusted the volume? Or
it says adjusted the short distance volume. They don't tell us.
Maybe it's louder because they did seem quite quiet, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Finally, moving on to the bug fixes. So I think there's only one that I can really relate to, which is actually the last bug fix, which is fix the issue where when the inventory was full, player could not drop or replace AR quick draw magazine. Now, maybe not. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yes, I know what you mean.
yeah. I don't think this applied to me for the quick draw magazine, but I think for some of the items it would.
It's
When
because they've
you-
got different weights.
Yeah, this is the issue. Like you couldn't find, for example, if you had something on the floor and you had, let's say you have a magazine on the floor and you have a magazine attachment and your gun, you can't just easily switch those, because what will happen is the original one will want to go in your inventory, which is full.
The ammo as well.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know, I think there's still issues around that, to be honest, but I think that's one of the issues that they've cleared up, which is good. Yeah, definitely. And finally, which is really, really good, they're going to be making the maps choosable, so not random.
Oh, good, not random. That's good.
Yeah, I think we all thought that the reason they're random is because of the test server, and they wanted people just to play both as much as possible.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
They need to know how like the changes affect both games, because I think there will be, from the old map with Miramar, there will be like mental like strategies that people adopt for each map, that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Like to like win or to do well, or that sort of thing, like camping and everything like that.
Yeah, they're saying that maps won't be selectable right after the release of 1.0, but they will implement it in the future. Right, so that sums up the 1.0 test server patch notes number 3. Just a brief summary by myself and Jack at Collateral Gaming. Simon isn't here with us, unfortunately, because he's got family stuff on today, so he wasn't available, but hopefully we'll have him in for the 20th or 21st of December video, which we're going to do when it is on full release. So we're just going to go through like the performance issues, any updates that they've done and so forth. So I hope you guys can stay tuned for that. Anyway, from me and Jack, it's goodbye, have a good day, and we'll see you in another vid. Cheers guys, bye.